Alright, since it's storming out and it's middle of summer, I remembered I had to do some repairs on my ice fishing sled. So it involves fiberglass and warm weather to do that. So I might as well do it now before I can't work with fiberglass or I'm going to have to drag the whole sled in the house. So let's take a look at what I have to do. This is my Eskimo sled. I can show you a couple of videos of the review about it, but basically from dragging it through the woods, over rocks, boat ramps, over fences, that's what caused this. I have some holes in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow the instructions basically on the Bondo fiberglass repair kit, and I'm going to buff all the scratches out and reinforce these areas with fiberglass. So first thing I'm gonna do is cut some of this extra material off, get that all nice and flat, sand it down, acetone it, follow the rest of the steps for the fiberglass, put that all together, put some fiberglass on there, make it all look nice and ready for the ice fishing season. So there might not even be holes in the areas that you're looking to patch, but basically you can feel where, so this is really stiff here and this is getting really thin right here, so I'm going to patch that as well. I think everything else is doing pretty well. Probably right here I'm going to patch as well. So front of the sled, back of the sled, and the reason I found out there's holes in it is because I kept getting snow in my sled. So how to patch holes in your ice fishing sled is the goal. We're going to take some compressed air and just blow those areas off, make sure they're nice and clean. So then you want to either use acetone, I'm using rubbing alcohol because I don't have acetone, and or warm soapy water to get rid of the particulates on there, make sure it's nice and clean. And this prep work is key to success of making fiberglass and resin stick. Alright, I'm also going to use a propane torch. Take off some of the high edges and smooth things out a little bit. And remember kids, don't use fire. Let the adults do it. Now that's all done, let's open the box of goodies here and see how big the fiberglass patch is. So that's plenty big. We're going to do a strip here, strip there, and a nice strip here. So let's read more of the instructions. So let's cut our fiberglass patches. And we want to go an inch past where we think we want to go. So we want to I want to use that whole corner there, kind of wrap that around. And then make sure you follow your directions. So for every ounce of this, you use 10 drops of hardener. So this thing says guesstimate how many ounces you need. I don't like doing that, especially with fiberglass, because you can really easily mix it wrong and it won't cure. So we're going to do an actual ounce cup here. We need probably, let's do these back ones first. Probably 2 ounces for each one of those, I'm guessing. About 20 drops. And what I like to do is do a little bit on the squeegee here and kind of put like a rough coat on there, and that way you're guaranteed to get some more adhesion. And then I just pour it all out onto a trash bag, squeegee it through the glass, and you'll see any dry spots. You want to get all the corners as much as you can. Don't get extra. extra and then just pick it up. Preferably with gloves on, but I didn't find any gloves. Set down. And then just start working out all your air bubbles and stuff. Let that dry, and then we can also wait a couple minutes and work in these tighter joints here. This has got like a 5 to 10 minute cure time, and then it takes a couple days to do a full cure. All right, so that's it. Gotta let it dry for approximately 2 hours at 75 degrees. It's like 80 degrees out, pretty humid, so we're gonna let it dry overnight because we can. Let it dry out. It'll be pretty much rock hard when it's done if I mixed it correctly. And it doesn't need to be pretty because nobody cares. It's at the bottom of the sled. It's literally just to keep the snow out and just to reinforce those corners. So we're gonna let that dry overnight and then touch it up with some sandpaper, take off all the sharp edges, and then that's it. All right, day 2, now that the fiberglass is all nice and dry. We're gonna take an orbital sander, some of this, or you can use a hand sander. I'm gonna start with 120 grit, see if I can just take off some of these sharp edges here. Knock all those down. What I might do is actually put another layer of fiberglass right here, do the same thing that I did before, and make that double strong. I'm also gonna wear a mask for that. This is kind of overkill, and earplugs because the sander is very loud. And that's it for the project. So that's it. So make sure you follow your instructions, wear all your safety gear, but that's how you patch the holes in your ice fishing sled. I've had this sled for like 3 years now. I use it a ton, drag it across all sorts of stuff. The fabric's not done yet, so I'll get probably 1 more year out of it before I trade up to something hopefully lighter and more versatile, or maybe even bigger. We'll see. Make sure you comment below and subscribe.